So recording. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today. This is another tutorial session on how to navigate the CMIS Hub. Today with me is Miss Colleen Boudou, the real professional at this, who will be sharing with us some practical experience on how to operate and how to deal with some of the pain points. Yeah. So before we continue, I just want to give you a quick overview. This was the description that was sent via email. The participants will be introduced to the CMIS Hub interface, including the dashboard, GIS Map, registry, plan registry reports, help desk areas. We are encouraging persons to ask as much questions as possible. The idea is to make sure everyone they have a good, decent idea of how to operate the platform as they are going through it. This is the whole intent of these series, to make sure you understand how to use the platform properly. This session will cover how to use these applications. Participants will learn how to use the map tools, demonstrate how to use the repository to search and to view. And a key part of this session will be to focus on how the online submission process of the old law plans, including how to create a new submission, upload a survey plan, upload CAD, complete location and mapping, a whole bunch of resources and tools rather that the platform supports. So without any further ado, let me introduce my colleague here, Ms. Boudou, so that she could take over and continue the session.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Ricardo, and good morning, everyone who have joined us online. We would have had a session a couple months ago, so it's basically a repeat of what was done, because the intention, as Ricardo mentioned, is that we will no longer be accepting OLO applications via emails. Rather, we will be accepting it through the CMIS Hub. We have completed phase 1 of the project and are in the process of getting the contract completed to start phase 2 of the project. And phase 2 will facilitate the other types of survey plans being submitted online. So this is a good starting point where all our plans are submitted through the hub, and when that tool becomes available for the other plans to be submitted, it would be routine by that time. So as I go through the hub, feel free to submit your questions and we will stop and answer them as we go along. So as to access the hub, you open any web browser and you type in cmis.surveys.gov.tt. So you can see that on my screen. I will be using a test site today to do the submission, because this site, cmis.surveys.gov.tt, it is actually live. So anything that you submit, it will become part of our registry. So just for demonstration purposes, I will be utilizing the test site, which is exactly the same as the live site. So though most of you would have had the ability to log in and started utilizing the different tools within the hub. For those of you who have not had access to it, feel free to give me a call or send me an email and I can set up your login information. So the login information is basically your email address that you would have registered with the Land Survey Board. And in terms of your password, the first time you're logging in, you enter your email address. And then you hit forgot password. And an email will be sent to the email address that you would have entered above. And you can reset your password there. When you log in, this is the page that it will take you to, your dashboard. So to the top here, you will see License Surveyor Dashboard. And under recent submissions, so that it will show your total submissions So everything that you would have submitted through the hub, what was accepted, what is under review. Under review means it is in check staff, waiting to be checked. And then you have rejected or corrections. If there are corrections to be made, it will show up underneath here. If you look under here, you will see recent submissions, and that is similar to total submissions, where all the plans that you would have submitted through the hub is going to show up underneath here, and it gives you the status as well. So if you look at the first one, you will see pre-approved for registration. So what it means, it would have gone through check staff, they would have checked it, and instead of getting that survey plan with the stamp and the signature, you will now see pre-approved for registration, and then you go on to the other step. The second one, you will see dispatch to supervisor. That means it would have gone through the various steps and is now at the registry supervisor awaiting a book and folio or plan reference to be given to that particular plan. So that is the dashboard in a nutshell. Before I move on to the next tab, are there any questions about the dashboard?
There is a question actually.
Mm-hmm.
There is a question actually. It's from Mr. Mabia Rishi. Is there a cutoff date when plans will no longer be accepted via email?
Yes. So we are hoping to start online submissions through the hub from Monday, the 1st of June. An official correspondence from the Director of Surveys will be sent out to all surveyors concerning this process.
There's no other questions. I think we could prolong. Anyone has anything else to add? I think we could go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next tab to the top. So we have Home, Dashboard, GIS Map. So I know that the FTP site has been down for a while, and a lot of persons have been utilizing the GIS Map and the plan repository. So the GIS Map is similar to the site that you access through UE, as well as our previous public map. On here we have as the base layer our 2014 aerial photography. You are seeing some red dots and blue dots. These are plans that would have been entered in the system but have not yet been digitized to create the polygon for those parcels. So in the interim, we are putting the dots to show that a survey was done for that area. So the red dots indicate a small plan, so you will see a book and folio reference, and the blue dots will show the large plans, and you will see the large plan reference. Then you have your polygons, which would have been digitized from the survey plan and entered there. So as was previously shown, if you click on any of the dots, a pop-up box comes up, and then under plan URL, so you will see the plan reference, AAF 29, and you also have plan URL, which is the link that will take you to the survey plan. So this one didn't take me there, but some of them wouldn't have information. So so this one brought up the survey plan. So bear in mind that we would have migrated data from the older system. So this is probably our 4th incarnation of this application, and data would have been stored in different formats in different databases. So, you know, a lot of cleaning was done, and we still have a lot of work that needs to be done to get the data in correctly. So not all of the points or the polygons will have that link to the survey plan, but most of them should have the plan references. So if you see a plan reference, you can go to the plan repository and look for it there. So as I mentioned, the base layer is our 2014 aerial photography. If you go to the bottom of the screen, you will see the base map gallery, and you can change that to Google Maps, which will be more updated. The auto photos, which is currently being displayed. We have the Icono satellite imagery from 2007. We have the 1994 aerial photography, hillshade, etc. So if you're doing any sort of historical analysis, this is useful for you to get imagery over a period of time. Then the next button to the bottom there is a legend, which shows you what each shape on the map represents. Yes, I can take a question.
Okay, so there's two questions here. One from Mr. Meraber again. Taking into consideration that Scandox has been down lately, can we view worksheets in CMIS now?
Right, so I have been getting that a lot. No, we are in the process of scanning and georeferencing those worksheets, and it will be made available on the GIS map. So we are actually mosaicing those worksheets to be included on the map. So I think we have about 40 more sheets to be included, and that will be made available hopefully sometime soon.
And is there any plan in the future to locate parcels using geographic coordinates, latitude and longitude?
Well, I can't say, but we can take that into consideration for the next phase.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So we have the map layers, which you can turn on and turn off by just clicking, depending on what it is you want to see. So we have the plan points, roads, parcels, etc. You can bookmark the extent. So if you're working in this area and you want to have a quick reference, so instead of zooming in and zooming out, you can bookmark this extent. Then we have some drawing tools. You can draw lines, polylines, points, etc. Then we have plans near me. So if you want to know if you're working in an area and you click on that, and then you click on that point, it will bring back all the plans close. So you can set your buffer. So this is 250 meters. If you want a wider area, you can increase it, or a smaller area, you can decrease it. Then you have locate coordinates. So if you have eastings and northings, you can, and you want to know where that coordinate falls, you can enter it here. So you enter it eastings, comma, space, northings, colon, and then you have your WK ID. So if you go to the top here, you will see for WGS 84, the WK ID is 32620. If your coordinates fall in the NAPRIMA datum, you can use 2067. So that is how you enter. If you want to find where coordinate falls, that is where you enter it, and you hit search. Then the next tool we have is the measurement tool. You can measure distances from one point to the other on the map, or you can do a polygon to get the area. Then we have add your data, where if you have a CSV file, a KMS file, a JSON file, JPX, an FG database, you can upload your data using this tool, add your data. So you click, and any one of these formats can be added to the map. And then you have a print option where you can print the extent that you are viewing and create a map, and then you print it. To the top, we have coordinates. So if you want to know what is the coordinate of this point here, you click on the little asterisk looking thing and then choose which coordinate system you want it in, if it's WGS 84 or NAPRIMA 1955. And then you click on that point and it brings back the coordinates for you to the top here. You can also do searches by typing in our plan reference. You can search by a road. If you have the parcel UPIN, you can search using this toolbar here, communities, wards, counties, and parishes. Another way you can search for information on the map is in this window here. So you can also search by instrument ID. As you can see, the format is underneath there. It can be OL for OLAW plans, RP for RPA plans, SO for survey orders, CT for certificates of title, or BF for back files. So back files could be any one of those plans previously mentioned, because those files would have already been registered with the Surveys and Mapping Division. However, it was never entered in the system. So that is why we call it a back file. So plans for current year, you will usually see, for example, this year is 2026. So anything that was submitted this year, you will have an instrument number with 2026 in it. Then you have the UPINs. So for Trinidad, it's TD and the number, and then TB for Tobago and a number. You can enter deed references. So whether it's DE and the numbers or just numerals, you can enter it there. You can search by book and folio, large plan reference, and a host of other information. So just a reminder that you may not get back information depending on what was entered through the GIS side of things. But if you're not finding information there, you can also go. So that is it for the map. Are there any questions before I move on? Right, so if you're looking for something and you don't find it on the map, you can go, so I'm just skipping registry and a couple stuff. You can go to search. That search tab, you can hit advanced. So a survey plan, the information of about a survey plan may have been entered, but it has not yet reached the GIS stage, or it has not yet been digitized. So that is why the information would not come up on the GIS map and you would not be able to search for it there. So you can go to search, the search tab, and enter any bit of information that you may have, whether it's the instrument ID, the instrument type, as I mentioned, OLO, RP, survey orders, same information that you could have searched by on the map, you can also search it here. And once you enter that information, you hit search and the results should come up underneath here. So any questions about the search tab?
How can I access the book index?
Right, so when we go to the plan repository, I will show you where you can access the index.
And is searching plans by surveyor up to date? Is it up to date?
It should be, because we have a folder now that as soon as it's scanned, once it's scanned, it will automatically update the plan repository. Yeah. Any other questions?
That's it.
Yeah. So I am going to the plan repository now. And here you can search for a book and folio or by a large plan reference. So if you have a book number and you want to search and the folio number, you just enter it there and hit search. And that plan, that book is not in as yet.
Yeah.
So let's try to.
Mr. Bitton has a Canada question. He's saying that he's inserting his name and the result is 0. Searching by surveyor.
Okay. Yeah. So under search, you select your name under surveyor, and these are plans that would have been entered in the system. It may not be all of your plans, but only those that we would have entered, you will see showing up here. So you have all these plans here in the system. So if I go to the any other questions
There are 2.
about the search.
How do you search for video plans? And Mr. Bitton, as again, on the right of the GIS map, I think there's a comment. But the question is how to search for video plans, assuming this is.
We don't have those in the system as yet, but we will, any feedback, any information that persons deem important, we can consider it to be included, because another part of this project is a geospatial portal. So whatever information that cannot be displayed on the hub, because the hub is really a workflow and document management system, the portal would have a lot more space to host a lot more information, such as we are hoping to have our drone imagery on the portal, some of our trig station information there as well, and a host of other things. So whatever information you would like to see displayed either on the hub or on the geospatial portal, feel free to reach out to us and we will take it into consideration.
I think Mr. Bitton is just being a bit clear. He's saying on the right of the GIS map, when I enter my name under surveyor, 0 results appear.
Okay, so as I said, the map will not have much information for you to search by. This is a new tool that we would have added, and the GIS unit, they have been entering plans, but we only entered about 100 so far since this new system has come into place. So as I previously mentioned, we would have had about 4 different applications before that, and the data was in different formats and in different databases, and we need to do a lot more cleaning. So as that cleaning process begins, you will see that a lot more attributes you are able to search by them. So as I said, in terms of that search to the right-hand side of the map, it may be a bit limited for now, but once we start populating it and cleaning up the information more, you will be able to do more searches using this attribute search. But as I said, in the interim, you can go to the search tab and do an advanced search with the same information. And as previously mentioned also, is that the information may have been entered, the attribute information about the survey plan. It's just that it has not been digitized or entered on the GIS side. So that is why the information would not be on the GIS map as well. So the best bet, if you don't find it there, you can go to the search tab and go under advanced and enter the information there. Any other questions?
No other questions.
So we were on the plan repository. So as I was saying, you can search by a book and folio number. You hit search and it brings back that record, and you can hit view and you'll be able to view the survey plan. If you want to download it, there's the download button. You can download it and save it to whichever file or wherever you want to save it. You can also search by a large plan. So you have to hit that toggle button there, and then you enter the letters of the large plan reference and then the number and hit search. And just like the book, you can also view the survey plan and download it as well. In terms of the indices, not all of the books will have index to them, but if you scroll to the bottom, so if you search for a book and you go to the last page of the book, there is the index. So you see index, and you can view, and that is where you will find the index for the books. Any questions about the plan repository?
Nothing in the chat at the moment.
Okay. So now we move on to registry. So here you will also see all the plans that would have been submitted and the status, where it is within the workflow in the surveys and mapping division. So I am going to move on now to show you how to do an online submission for old law plans. So when you log in, this is a page it takes you to, your dashboard. So you can do an online submission either from the dashboard. So to the right, you will see new submission. Or if you're already in the hub and you're doing work, you can also create a submission under registry. You have new submission there as well. So I will be doing it from the dashboard. So you hit new submission. Then you upload your survey plan. So I'm using one that was already registered, just for demonstration purposes. Some of the fields will be grayed out. Some will be automatically be populated, and those some would be populated by the registry clerk. So those with asterisks next to it are mandatory fields, and it would not be able to advance if those fields are empty. So the first thing you have to enter is the instrument type, which is old law. The only option you have is old law. Instrument subtype, you either it's a redefinition, submission, whatever it may be, you select that. So in this case, it's a redefinition. Related instrument ID would be if you see in one of your reference plans, if you see an instrument ID or folio number or process ID number, this is where you enter that information. So for example, on this survey plan, there is OL-2016-00783, or you may see RPCTSO. This is where you enter that information. So I'll be entering OL-2016-00783 there. Then related plan references will be any plan references written on the survey plan. So in this case, you have 1223 slash 78. No spaces, no dash. You enter it, no book and folio. So it's just numbers and a slash. Then if there is more than one plan reference, you put comma, space, 1102. So I would have sent out previously a plan submission attribute rules document. You can use that as a guide when entering the information on the hub. Because if you enter the information wrong, then it would not be searchable. So sometimes, yes, mistakes happen. We might enter an extra one or something, or there is a space. And once that happens, you will not be able to search. So that is why you have to be very careful when entering the information. So the other fields will automatically be populated there. Then we go on to the location and mapping information. We have island, where you select, here we are in Trinidad. County is Caroni, ward, Montserrat. Parish is grayed out because that's not applicable. It's only applicable to Tobago. So that will come up if you choose Tobago. Community. So if you don't have a community, if it's not listed here, you can go down to the bottom to comments and you enter community, colon, and the name of the community. Then we enter the Cassini sheet number, and when entering this, there are no dots, no spaces. So it will be, in this case, D13J. Then, excuse. Then we move on to the UTM sheet. It's 44A, no spaces. And the section sheet, no spaces, no slashes. Any questions so far?
Nothing in the chat at the moment.
No? Okay. Then we move on to the coordinates. You enter it as is. 6, Northings, datum, so it's basically whatever information is on the survey plan, you just look what is there and what field and enter it there. In terms of parties, you can enter either an individual or a company. So you create new, select type, applicant. So as I said, individual or company. In this case, it's an individual, and you enter their first name and then their surname. If there was more than one person, then you click add party to add the other person or persons. Then you select yourself. Stated area will be the area in the pro se verbal. Enter the number of parcels. In this case, it's 1. The lot number, no spaces. Date of survey. So if you can't remember the date of the survey, because I know this is really for to be brought plans, you can just choose the first day of the month. Now we move on to property details. And this plan had a deed reference, and it was the DE format. So we just put it in as is, no spaces. The plan book and plan folio and plan reference, this will be populated by registry. If you have any RPA or CT volume and folio references, you enter it here. If you have an address for the property that is being surveyed, you can also enter it there. Town and city, you can enter that there. So that is basically, oh no, I missed out one part here, which is important. You have to choose the plan size. And in this case, it's a regular size plan. And that is important because when it reaches to the registry supervisor for her to enter the book and folio information, it will automatically give it the next number for that size of plan. So that is why it's important to choose the correct plan size. So we have regular, medium, and large. Underneath here, so you will see the survey plan under document uploaded. And then we also have provision for the CAD file to be uploaded. So you can do that here. We encourage you to upload your CAD files because it will make entry onto the GIS map a lot faster. So once that has been completed, you click Submit Registry Item. And it shows up under your submissions. So something to note, the instrument ID. When you are bringing in your physical survey plan for registration, please include the instrument ID to the top of the survey plan. So just as how they usually write it in, so when you look at it, well, we usually write it either to the left or to the right. Wherever has space, please print it on there so that we will know which record to look for when they come to register the survey plan. So you see the status as being submitted. Once it's submitted, it then goes to check staff for checking. So as I said, they can do either one of two things. They can pre-approve it for registration, as you can see the second one, or it can be sent back for corrections. You will see it being rejected. You make your corrections, you click on that specific instrument ID and re-upload the corrected survey plan. They will also attach the correction sheet to the instrument. So all documents associated with that survey plan will be available under that instrument, under uploaded documents. So once you get a notification, you will get a notification via email to state whether it has been pre-approved for registration or there needs to be corrections. So you will get an email notification, or if you come back into the hub and you go under registry, you can see what is the status of the survey plan. Once you get that pre-approval, there is another step, because I know some of you would have submitted plans through the hub, but you were unaware of this step. So let me just go back. So you see this one was pre-approved for registration. You click on it, then you go to schedule an appointment. If you do not do this, it will not advance to the next stage for registry to assign a book and folio to the survey plan. So you hit schedule an appointment and just follow the instructions underneath here. So you have book your appointment on pick time. You select OLO because it's an OLO plan. And you fill out that information and hit book appointment. Once you do that, you have to enter the appointment details below. So it was the 29th. At 8 a.m. And instead of putting the pick time booking reference, you can go to the top here and copy the instrument ID and put that information in there. And that is basically it. You hit save appointment details. So when you go back to the registry, you will see appointment scheduled. So once you have a pre-approval, please go back in and select the instrument ID and schedule the appointment. I know some of you may do the booking separate, and that's fine. Just go back to the instrument and enter the information so that it can be advanced through the workflow. And when you go in, registry will be able to access it and assign the book and folio and fully register your survey plan. So that is basically it. In a nutshell, are there any questions, comments?
There's two comments here for a while. Mr. Burton would have asked, could we resend an email describing the details on how to input the data in the registry submission form?
A video would have been sent out previously, an instructional video, so we can resend that video as well with the plan submission attribute rules to surveyors. Yes.
Just a moment. The same place where this event is hosted could also support files and videos there. Could it be placed there as well for easy access?
Yes.
Excellent. So it could be saved to each person's account, so you could always go back there to get it. There's another question from Mr. Mahabir. What details do we need in the CAD file? Just the outer parcel lines?
Yes, just the outer parcel line. Sorry about that. Yeah.
I had a question. I'm not seeing any further questions. Regarding the scheduling of the appointment, I found that isn't it that's a bit tedious?
Yeah, we could consider removing that part, but it will require a change in the workflow. So we don't want to break anything at the moment. So for now, you will have to do that part until we move into phase 2 and reassess. So, it's only when you start using things, you see where we can improve, or maybe we would have left out something. So as you utilize the application, feel free to give us feedback on where we can improve.
I see Mr. Beccari is just agreeing with the comment, because in the back of my mind, I thought if yes, I do believe the appointment is important, to have this structured workflow, but the amount of data I see it's asking for, that
Yeah.
seems like a lot, and then you still have to copy and paste it because I'm just getting the impression it's not synced.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
good luck in.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments?
Where do we upload all the plans? from Miss Friday. Where do we upload all plans that may not be in the registry? Example from deeds.
Right. So to the bottom of the submission, when you are entering the information under uploaded documents, there is additional documents. So you can upload all different types of documents there, whether it be unregistered plan, you could upload the deed. If you have a scanned copy, you could upload reference plans, CTs, any documents you have, you can upload it there when you scroll to the bottom right-hand side.
Assuming is JPEGs or PDF, I'm reading here.
Yes, so PDFs, JPEGs, preferably PDFs. And there is a size limit of 10 megabytes per document. So if it's larger than that, you will get an error.
I saw a brief comment about the CMIS. You mind if you could go back? Not CMIS, sorry. Worksheets. You mind if you could just recap a bit on that? I saw a question came up.
Yeah, so right now, the word sheets are not available on the hub. We are in the process of creating a mosaic of the word sheets to be placed on the GIS map. So we still have to digitize about 40 of them, not digitize, but scan and georeference and stitch them together. So that should be made available in phase 2 of this project.
Would we regain access to Scandocs to search for word sheets until the process with CMIS is complete?
Well, it is actually a hardware issue, and they are working on trying to rectify the situation.
Okay, good. Just off the top, I could recall sometime last week a graduate surveyor would have asked if if they are working on any access or if there's something in place for graduate surveyors.
Yes, we would have taken that into consideration. So in phase 2, hopefully we should have facilities for non-surveyors, graduates, and general members of the public.
Oh, another question, Kyle. Oh, they're coming in
Fast and furious.
fast and furious. For the quality control of the GIS, is surveys and mappings checking and verifying the information the surveyors enter on the system? For example, if a person enters the wrong coordinates and plan reference number, even though they may be correct on the plan.
Yes, so at registry, there is a QC step. In check staff, there is a QC step. And at GIS, there's also a QC step. So at each stage in the workflow, there is a QC step to ensure that information being entered is done correctly.
There's no questions, but I'm suspecting that since the CMIS, not CMIS, Scandocs has been um, down for a bit, persons may have been trying and getting familiar with the platform.
Yes.
I'm suspecting that's why there's not much questions as there was the first time around.
Right.
Any thought-provoking questions? Because we're about finished, right?
Yes, more or less.
Could we wrap up?
Yes.
We could wrap up. Is there any other questions before we conclude today's session? Okay, so what I think we should do, maybe not to pry, if we could maybe leave the floor open for just about 3 minutes before we conclude, give persons an opportunity to think about any questions.
Yes.
And in the meanwhile, I could just share a bit from the platform that you are using, how to access certificates and other things. I know this is a tutorial how to use the CMIS. Skillfinder is also launching its new program as well, and persons are getting familiar with it. You simply just need to scroll along and mark this entry as completed, and your certificate could be generated. This video will be uploaded. And all the resources as promised from Colleen will be there as well. So if you wish to go back to it, simply just log in. So I'm taking this opportunity to throw that in instead of having the 3 minutes of awkward silence. But we have been a good host, so you have been a good audience. That is the word. Yeah, so we'll just wait, and if no questions in the next couple of minutes, we'll conclude, and thank you. We did market this. I'm looking for our registrar and our red sec. We did market this as 2 hour CPD hours, and we're concluding in an hour. So I'll just throw that to them to see what's their take on that. There's a question coming in from Mr. Mabier. When would the instructional video be available?
By this evening.
What this video is speaking about? Yeah. As soon as we're finished, I need to format. Give it till like 3 o'clock this evening or so.
Is the instructional video for the upload of the survey plans?
How long you would take?
No, it's there already. Remember, we had sent it out for the previous CPD session.
It's just for us to update the system.
Yeah.
So let's say by 3 o'clock, all those things could be made available by 3 o'clock today or so. Yep, for the upload. That's what you're speaking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I'll send out notifications on how to access all of these things. And it seems that is it. So I want to thank everyone for participating in today's tutorial. It was a bit informative, and I saw some pain points being dealt with. So if there's any further questions, Colleen, is there an easy form of communication towards you or the office?
Yeah, well, we have 3 administrators for the hub. Myself being one, we have Jolano Bosso and Roland Weisman. So you can reach out to any one of us if you have any technical difficulties or issues accessing your account.
Okay, excellent. So thank you all. I hope you all have a blessed day, and well, good luck. I hope you get through. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.